I suppose we also need to, now we can leave that. That's fine. Right. So this is our Python Mark II new beauty that's in here. With us streaming, we probably should. You don't want to fly it open while streaming. Tonight is hashtag not sponsored by Dea Hoppy Session Ale. Danforth Prospect, okay. Where are we? Yoru system, okay. Power bonus vouchers. Oh, Party of Yoru. Right, we were trying to improve our standing so that we could get an invite to their special little cult. Totally not cult. Party of Yoru. We're already allied. We're at the top. Well, nuts. Ashland's Angels. We'll pay him a few million to prevent a medical emergency. And that way we also get a little bonus to our standing with them. Okay, so question then, how do we get how do we get an invite to their engineer? 'Cause I'm not sure. All right. Engineers. Oops. Don't want that. Yep, there we go. So we get from Elvira Martok. We have discovered, but we have not been invited. So we need to gain an invitation from the Party of Yoru. How do we do that? And second of all, what am I carrying in my cargo? I have nothing. So there is really no reason for me to have no shields. I like to live dangerously. Arg. Man, we're sitting at the top here. So I don't know. I should not have a problem. Power contact. Okay, claim salary, 3,000, sure. Current status of Yoru, the current system we're in, is that it's exploited by Ashland Duval. I got nothing. Okay, so let's ask. How do we get an invitation? From the Party of Yoru. Wow. That's a lot of systems they got. Okay, so how I get an invitation from the party of Yoru? Obtain friendly or higher relationship with the party of Yoru minor faction to receive an invitation mission. Provide 25 units of Shi biomorphic companions, craft modules, or sell commodities at Nemo Cyber Party Base. Right. Work my way up to friendly status with Party of Yoru. Been checking for the invitation at Danforth Prospect many times. Tried mode switching, leaving the system, doing more missions, waiting hours and come back, still no invitation. Personally, I run missions and also get invitation from Caden Reach. Just got friendly status, hopefully the invitation shows up soon. Hope we don't need allied. Right? Also currently doing this, third of the way into friendly, still have no mission. Since they are the controlling faction, simply fly to high res, kill about 2 million worth of vouchers. Yeah. Can get you this real quick. Okay. Currently allied. No missions for Nemo or spying. Yeah. So that's my problem as well. This appears to be from 2016. Lovely. Where'd you get the invite from? Which docking location? Got it in Yoru on the first outpost. They don't give permits out at every location with the faction. Lovely. So, we're going to go to Outpost. Nav beacon. And then also get Caden Reach next. Okay. Yeah, right. Reputation raised to cordial. Cool. Alright, let's see if I remember how to fly. Bad news, if I don't remember how to fly, I'm in a lot of trouble. Because I have no shield. And yes, those of you who might be like, hey, wait a minute, I know that voice. My my cockpit flight assistant is currently known as Karina, who is Marina Sirte. So you probably recognize her, those of you who are Star Trek fans. Next Generation. It's Counselor Deanna Troi. Yep, already there. Alright, nav beacons that away. We'll try and clear the planet as fast as we can, so we get 82-degree up angle. And then once we clear the atmosphere, break back out and head straight. Or more straight. Yeah. In some ways, true. The other problem is that, as you can see at the bottom right-hand corner, I'm hostile in this particular location because I signed on with a rival of Mademoiselle Ashlyn Duvall. President Zachary Hudson gives out better rewards, so I decided to go with his first. And now I'm nowhere actually near his space. So, because I was like, well, I want to unlock the engineers, and genius that I am, decided to do that, you know, next instead of the thing that I have flight permits for. That's fine. No, I didn't actually. I don't need to nick their goodies, because... Oh. Oh. Almost. Let's not fly into the sun. Cool. Alright, there we go. Yeah, so I don't need to actually nick their goodies. So the factions at large are much bigger. When we start talking about the power play system that they have set up. So, like, you have individual factions, and like that was the party of Yoru that I was working for there, and I bumped their personal reputation with me is now allied. So that works very nicely. But the faction, like the larger faction that's here, oops. Alright, well that didn't do it. Alright, so we are in fact going to go to Manning. Nope, Caden. Whoa. This ship, she's a bit quick. I'm still not entirely used to these particular controls. Alright, so we get our ETA down to 6 or 7 seconds. If you're at 6, it's fine, but you can't let it go down to 5, because otherwise it's going to go down to 4, and then you're just going to zip right by the thing. I don't know why. This is the optimal path to do it, but it is. Basically, just get your ETA down to 6 or 7 seconds, and then it's going to stay at 6 or 7 seconds for much longer than 6 or 7 seconds. But it does ensure that you have the optimal approach for whatever reason. 1, 2, whoa, 3, and 4. That should map the entire planet. And especially, that's true. I also did get improved scan range on my, I only needed 3. Improved scan range on my probes, so they're doing much better. Sweet. Gigapus! How's it going, Justice? We're currently trying to see if we can get a certain faction to talk with us. They decided they didn't want to do it while I was gone this last couple weeks. I don't really understand, quite frankly. You know, try to be friendly and all that. Just not talking to me. So, Party of Yoru is a very exclusive club, apparently. They're just being a bunch of dicks, really. You know, make one comment about their cosmos and they throw you out. Got it. Alright, so refuel repair. 77 credits. Okay. Yeah, we're doing alright. We're this is the first time I've been back to Elite Dangerous in a while. Oh, I haven't even changed my category. There, I need that. We just finished up a session of Chants of Sennaar, and got our 100% for the game. Yeah, see, they're not contacting me here either. This is weird. So let's go over here. Let's take Party of Yoru. Let's take missions. Oh, there it is. Dicks. Alright, anyway. So we need to get 25 units of... What the hell is this? Shihei Companions or something like that. I'm not sure if I'm doing some human trafficking here. In which case, yikes. But anyway, yeah, we 100%ed Chants of Sennaar. Excellent game, by the way, if you're at all interested in puzzles and linguistics and things like that. I was actually originally thinking my major in college, well, my first choice was physics, and I got in, and didn't go terribly well. Ended up getting a B just fine, but changed to math education, and I was much happier. Still do some armchair physics, mostly astrophysics, but I don't have like the chops for data analysis and all that. The problem was thermodynamics, which had a 39% pass rate, and I said, yeah, that's not for me. So I was casually thinking about it after I got into math education. I was like, linguistics would have been really cool. And so I've been playing a bunch of linguistic puzzles recently, and I also, when we went to Wales this past weekend, I didn't bring it with me, but when we went to Wales this past weekend, I bought a book that was DIY Welsh. And so it gives you like the basic structure of how Welsh actually works as a language. It's really cool. One of the only languages in the world that uses the sound. Put your tongue into an L and then just blow. Alright, so now we need to figure out where these things are. For anybody who has not seen this yet, oh. Shit. Are they just telling me to go there? Because that's easy. So we're in Yoru here, which is this star system. Currently population of 202,000 people. in the entire star system. We've got a whole bunch of different locations we can go. Dutian is one of them. That's weird. Oh, bring stuff there. Okay. That's weird. Okay. And if you were to like find a specific area, there's a few different places that we might actually recognize. So for instance, this is Sol. Well, apparently I can't do that one. Boo. Anyway. Yeah, so that is Sol. I'm currently 145 light years away in Yoru. And we've got different areas like Barnard Star. LHS is one of like the common cataloging systems that we actually use for astrophysics. Epsilon Eridani is the 5th star in the Eridani cluster. And if you zoom out further and further, every single one of these stars that you see here is visitable. That's our galaxy. So right here we have the Milky Way. You can, again, literally visit any one of these stars that you want. There are something on the order of 100 billion. And the game is only really populated with like information about these places, I think, unless it's stored just deep in a database somewhere, because that data is cheap. Yeah, like all the information about a particular system is available to anybody who does it, and then it gets marked. Any particular system will be marked with the people who find it. That's not here. You can find the information about it. The people who first fly into a system, the people who first like land on a particular planet, the people who first get out of their ship and walk on a particular planet or moon. It all goes into the database, and then you get credits as being the first person to do it. And you can then get money for just your first time visiting every star system and every planet as well. So it gets kind of crazy. So welcome to Elite Dangerous. Deliver data to Fan Gateway. Alright, no worries. That one's easy. 39,000 light seconds into the system. Should take a few minutes. However, we also have a really cool new frame shift drive, which will get us there in 30 seconds. Give or take. And again, anybody who's like, I know that voice. That's Marina Sirte. Once upon a time was Counselor Deanna Troi from Star Trek The Next Generation. Done some voice acting for Frontier Developments. A number of other people did some voice acting for a couple of the other companies that have done voice modifications. And there might be an AI system that has done like several other people, which would not surprise me in the least. Alright, so we have, as we lovingly call it, honked the system. So now we can check out what's in it. We've scanned everything here. So, that's it. Apparently. Let's see. There we go. Fan gateway. Current speed, it's going to take days, so we throttle up. And now what we do is we do a boost. This sends us basically reeling through the system, but it's going to get us there in, roughly speaking, 30 seconds instead of 10 minutes. That was a little early, but alright. We're currently going 250 times the speed of light. So our overcharge frame shift drive allows us to increase our speed to essentially ludicrous speed. All fans of Spaceballs, rejoice. So this is actually a secondary star within this particular system. We can look at the system map here. So we jumped in around Ditian A. Ditian B is a much smaller star, so the frame shift drive isn't able to lock on to that star, so we jump in at Ditian A and then have to fly out to Ditian B. Fan gateways around it. These two ships are player owned, and they're the only things that are around Ditian A. No planets, no moons, nothing. And we just flew past our destination. Yay. Alright, throttle back. Yep, there we go. Alright, so we want to maintain about 6 to 7 seconds again. I think we might be on the correct side of this of the station. Could be wrong. We want to approach this planet and scan it using scanning probes. I don't think anybody's going to give us any trouble, but you never know. Sometimes somebody decides that they want to... we're not actually here with human players. We're here currently with just NPCs, but sometimes the NPCs get a little frisky. They're like, oh boy, you have like cargo, or you're wanted, or who knows. Most of the time, it's not even true. Alright, we're looking at the backside of this planet. We're trying to get 90% scanned. Bingo. And as soon as we hit 90%, it just automatically says, congratulations, you've done it, and gives us 100. Doesn't quite make sense, but, you know, it's fine. Prevent us having to go to like 99 or something, I'm sure. Especially on really, really big planets like gas giants, it gets really annoying. So that's also another reason why I'm glad that I've got the particular wait, no, other way. Quest docking. There it is. So we're burning a lot of thruster to get into position here. And I want want to stay on the green side as much as we can. I don't have shield, so that's also going to be kind of important. Landing pad 2-3 is ahead of us. And drop landing gear. Once we're inside, we need to keep it less than 100 meters per second, give or take. If you hit something at going 100 meters per second or greater, it is automatically your fault. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter one bit what you hit, how hard, or anything. If you were going over 100, you're at fault. Alright, mission board. Complete. Wow, okay. We'll do it. Alright, so this is basically just going to increase my reputation with these particular factions. Quite a lot. Because I'm just paying them millions of credits for no reason. But currently I'm sitting at 1.4 billion, so I can spare a bit. Alright, cool. So, Dittian Fortune Organization and Dittian Democrats raised to cordial. They like me enough that I can be tolerated. Okay, and now we go back over to our info. Nemo? Nope. Zechariah Nemo. There we go. Okay, information has not updated yet. That's fine. Okay, so now that we have done the invitation mission, technically, we should get a... I mean, we should have a message, but... we should have a message that says, like, you know, come find me at my engineer workshop. At the moment, I don't have one. That's slightly disconcerting. Okay. Increase speed to 73 sounds about good. 87. Okay, and then go with fly back to Yoru. So currently we're mass locked with the station, which means that we can't engage the drive until that indicator went off. There was a small audio clue. Man, what is going on there? Audio cue, even. It's fine. Once we get the audio cue, we're no longer mass locked with the with the station, and then you can jump out at will. Alright, so now we're going to go back to Kaidan. Alright, so let's see if we have now been invited. I didn't see anything earlier. It's a little weird. 4, 3, 2, and now. Once we're within 7.5 kilometers, we can request docking. Drop landing gear. Oh, it's the other way. Alright, so not only do we use the main engine, there's also thrusters. And the thrusters I have set for my index finger on the throttle hand. Whoa. Okay. Boo. Nope. 93% hull. Alright. Only have to pay 73 credits. Doesn't make sense. Mission board. Nope. Okay. So like if I fly to their Nemo Cyber party base, they get really pissed off with me and they're like, "No, you can't be here. We're gonna shoot you down, leave. Docking denied." As, you know, as much fun as that is. Alright, we're just gonna fly there and see if they kick me out. Alright, we try as much as we can to keep the speed indicator in the blue zone, which allows us to approach any of our targets at a reasonable speed and won't send us go, just flying right past it. It also increases our agility in the ships, and so if we keep the speed in the blue zone, we'll usually be able to maneuver into literally any position we want. Ayo. Okay. We already have this one, yeah? Yep. Oh yeah, at the bottom of the screen you can see first discovered by Tariq and first mapped by Mighty Bob. So those are the two people who have credit in the database for first discovery of this planet. And I believe first footfall is usually also a thing, but in this particular case, I don't think it's in a system that's far out enough to get counted. I can also just try to land and then stand on the surface, which would be ridiculous, but why not, right? Got nothing to lose. So we'll go get denied landing, and we'll do a go around. Certainly am with that attitude anyway. Just hitting sunset. Boop. Not turning red yet, so that's good. 9 kilometers. 8 kilometers. 7.5. Nice.
Oscar, Bravo, India, flight control online.
Okay.
Commander, request docking permission if you wish to land. Clearance granted. Proceed to landing pad 04.
Not seeing a number. I know it's this one, because there's a ball indicator just to the left of the HUD in the middle, which is our radar. The ball indicator right now has a solid bluish symbol in the middle of that circle with the crosshairs in the middle. If you are facing the wrong direction, it is hollow, and facing the correct direction, like facing toward it, then it is solid. So in this particular case,
Landing operation complete.
got it.
System shut down.
Okay,
Welcome,
so
Commander.
Engineer's Workshop, I need to bring 25 units of Chihé companions for my menagerie. Interesting. Once we do that, then we can start engineering on the multi-cannons. I think I've already got some, and the fragment cannons are going to be the real reason that I came here. Right. Can sell stuff if we have things to sell. NA, that's so weird. For the buy things at Sure. Metcalf. Just cuz. Okay. Oh, because Metcalf doesn't have a whole lot available. Okay, no, that's fair. 3,000 per unit is pretty good. 5,300 per unit is really good. 6,300. Palladium. Silver. Yeah. So they want high-end precious metals. Not surprising, almost everybody does. But here in particular, because this is an engineering workshop, they're going to have manufacturing technologies. So if you're manufacturing technologies, you're going to need a lot of precious metals, things like that. Okay, so now the question is...
Procedure complete. Clear for departure.
Where are we going? So, Jie, companions, biomorphic companions.
Flight control. Offline.
Animal companions, there we go. Using the latest technology and robotics, better than nature and guaranteed to last. Rigorous testing ensures that all animals conform to appropriate legislation or on artificial intelligence, i.e. they're not allowed to have any. Rare good is legal in all systems except for independent and alliance theocracy systems. If a system's controlling faction changes, might end up being bad. Currently sold at Gen Dock in Jie. Okay, so that means we need to target Jie. Oh dear. 132 light years. Cool. Alright, so we're gonna jump halfway across the goddamn galaxy. Not really. That was dumb. Ugh. Boo. Alright. So now we're gonna use overcharge for like a second. To just get out of that. Okay, we're going the other way. To get out of the shadow, essentially, of the planet. So we have a full straight shot to Valhuyum. Valhujum. Okay, we're gonna scan this system because I don't think we've been in it. Nope. We're gonna zero throttle while we're still charging, and then we're gonna start searching for gas giants. Got one. Nice. Okay. Alright, complete. What I said about AI, so like true AI is not allowed within the world of Elite Dangerous, because there was, I think, sentient computer uprising sort of thing at some point. So the peoples of the galaxy were like, yeah, no, we're not going to play that game. Alright, so what we're doing, we're looking for individual moons or small rocky planets which conform with these particular radio signals. And when we get them, we're not even waiting to see the results. We're just backing right out immediately. It just saves time because there are 46 objects in this system at the top right, and we've just done number 20. So it does take a little bit of time. However, it is rather lucrative to do these sorts of things. You can get easily a few 100,000 to $1 million every system that you do this to. Can be even worth more depending on how far away you go before you sell that exploration data. Every time that you do exploration data for the first time, you will get credit for it. But it, like your name doesn't go on the system unless you are the first person at all to do something. And just a reminder for anybody who doesn't know me, my name is Obi-Wan Pez. This is N Simplex Pachinko. We'll be doing math on certainly Tuesday night. Wednesday night, I was thinking about it, but I think I may end up be moving all of my stuff so that I can actually put it where I want in the room. Hey, come on now. Oh, boo. What? No. The hell? It's right there. Give me that one. You jerks. Okay. So we gotta go like this. We'll try and figure out what else is here. We'll go like that, and then we'll scan back. And see if we can't find it this way. Okay. Oh, it's that one. That's why. Really? Uh-oh. Okay, I might be in trouble here. It's not reading that signal, which I have here. So, that's fun. I'll probably just have to move a little bit and come back. But it's still annoying. Because it's supposed to work. It is possible that it's already been collected and it just bugged out. Yeah. Like I said, sitting on the floor is fine, but, you know, I'm 41. I straighten out my legs and everything hurts. It's there. There we go. It's... man. Alright, I just may have to move. Which is not the end of the world. Ooh. Okay. Yep. I don't understand. Alright, we go like this. And then we throttle down. Use this. Go back to that one, and then see if we can't get this to come back. That's a little weird. I was thinking it was around that star. Well, if it wasn't around that star, that explains it. But, I don't know why it thought it was around that star. Oop. Discover new signal source. Or is it around these? Yeah. For whatever reason. Hey. Yeah, well. Sequoia. That's wrong. Can't wait to, like, be able to sit back, put my legs up on my desk. Sit in my actual seat. Nope. That's not fair. I'll be alright. Already got 100. Shuiwei sector NTQ B5-2. And we'll sit here for a sec while we refuel. Evening. So the other thing that happens with the special goods that we find around these, in these particular systems. So the one that we're looking for is the Shihei Companions, which are, again, just basically like pseudo AI animals. but in other places we have Lavian brandy in a system called Lav. There is onion head, which is a particular drug. There's a bunch of stuff, but if you go and you find one of these special commodities, oftentimes what you do is you buy as much as you can, you fly as far away as possible, and they'll be like, oh my goodness, you have that? And the further away you get from a particular port, the more they're going to pay you for that commodity. So if you get significantly far away from Lave, they will pay you dearly for the brandy that you can get there. Which also makes sense, right? If you're not in Scotland, you can probably get more for Scottish whiskey. If you have a license to sell, of course. This is a Class Y brown dwarf. Should be fine. It's also fun, you can look in the map and get like all of the spectral class information about certain stars. This is actually correct information. The astronomical team was comprised of multiple astrophysicists who were headed up by an individual by the name of Dr. K. Ross, and she was instrumental in helping this team like ensure that the astronomical data that we have for all of the like real stars that are in this game is real information. So she went through and like she and her team got all of the correct information for any of the real stars. There were also a few places where there were not necessarily any stars, but the team decided that, you know, it'd be really inconvenient to try and like jump the galactic arms to try to go from one part of the Orion Nebula to, you know, another part that's separated by a few dozen to 100 light years. And they were like, well, we want people to be able to make it from one place to the next. So they were able to, you know, take a couple of artistic licenses and say, you know what, there's going to be a few star systems in this region here or this region here that are going to be able to make a nice jump bridge to get through. In other cases, Dr. K. Ross and her team got FDev to say, yes, we're going to allow you to Red Dwarf, yeah, we're good. We're going to allow you to edit some of the information that you had for this sector, whatever it is. You know, we just found out that this particular star is a different spectral type or whatever, or it's a different like class of star or something like that. So we're going to alter what's in the database. And FDev was like, all right, that makes sense. You want to make it more realistic, go for it. And they also discovered there were a couple of cases in which the astronomical team looked at the data, contacted a couple of other astrophysicists, and were like, hey, so the data makes it look like there should be something in this region of space, and y'all might want to take a, you know, second pass at it based on the information that we got here. And, you know, the the researchers oftentimes were like, I don't know, at least at first. Then it turned out she was 100% correct, or like their team were 100% correct that there should have been a star there, because as it turned out, the gravitational pull was just so that yes, there was in fact another star in this particular location. So Dr. K. Ross and her team were able to make some discoveries based on real data, based on some of the stuff they'd added to the game, just because it balanced it nicer and things like that. You know, fit the data, so they just went for it. They've also input like a whole bunch of exoplanets, which we have no real information or anything else for, but there have been a couple of, again, reciprocal discoveries in terms of like, I think there might be an exoplanet around this thing because, again, our data is being measured in a certain way and it fits the data better if there is something particular, like here. Fit the data, ended up working out. Oop. Another gas giant here with rocky planets and moons. Dr. K. Ross was also part of an Elite Dangerous TTRPG, which went on probably about 2 years ago, between Brother Sabathius, another Elite Dangerous streamer, predominantly, although he does variety, Psyche, our buddy, Astacon, who is the GM, Taco Trash Can, another of our American Elite Dangerous streamers slash friends, and Dr. K. Ross. And so they were sponsored by Frontier Developments, who came up with and had a team develop the TTRPG. I don't know if, I can't remember who the publisher was. I'm gonna have to look that up.
System scan complete.
There we go. Alright, time to get out. Whoop, nope. Do not fly into the sun. Pro tip. Alright, let's see. EDRPG by Asmodee. Spidermind Games. Feet fell asleep. Oh no. I have to buy that one. I'm kind of obsessing about TTRPGs lately, so powers contested, you say? Probably will not be able to get. Oh, Zatu games? Oh dear. Oh, okay. I see. Alright, now I should already have 100% on this one. Yeah. Okay. And I want to look at what location. Big Langford survey seems good. Alright, this is a large settlement that's going to have it's going to have several of the a decent market, so they should have GA companions, unless of course I am completely mistaken, which is always possible. Yep, nope. It's only at Zhendok. Zhendok. Where are we? Oh, yep, same place. Cool. In the same area. Okay, that is a gas giant. We can probably fly to it and get a whole bunch of data, but for now we'll just say this is... Oh, hi. Lawless, dangerous, and in a wing of 3. I do not have shields. Quite frankly, do not want to fight. So we're gonna align with the escape vector, which is usually 90 degrees to the attacker, give or take. Boo. Okay, we'll turn, and then we'll be able to get alright, get within range. Anyway, yeah, I'm getting kind of obsessed with a few TTRPG ideas and things like that, so I may have to purchase the Elite Dangerous stuff. But also... but also, there was another TTRPG that had really struck my fancy when it came out 8 years ago. Which was called Vast. If you have not heard of Vast, if you have not seen Vast, you definitely should. It is amazing. It was the product of the mind of Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly for the most part. These are two people who have been in comic books for quite a while. Okay. Where the hell? Oh. Yikes. Ow. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Anyway, they've been in comic books for quite a while as a writing team, and the two of them spent some time writing this particular world into existence. Jackson said he did a whole bunch of world building when he was a teenager, and just like had this world like very flushed out. And it wasn't until he was working for he was working for Geek and Sundry that, you know, Felicia Day had said, you really need to try this out. And he was like, all right. So he did 2 seasons, and it was absolutely wonderful. I really lament the fact that it wasn't kept on longer. Legendary decided to buy Geek and Sundry, and therefore they bought the IP for Vast. It should be reverting to Jackson like very soon, I hope, because they have not done anything with it, and I really, really, really hope that the rights are reverted to him, because he deserves it, quite frankly. Okay, this is Zechariah Nash? No. Nemo. Yoru. Great. No, not Yoru, Yoru. Man. There we go. Oh. Cyber Party Base. Personal weapons? Yeah, okay. There we go. Narcotics. God damn it. Fucking asshole. Cyber Party Base. Okay. And then we go with What are the... No. Cyber party base. Market. And narcotics. Really? Not gonna show up anywhere? Chemicals? No. Not under legal drugs, obviously. Not under medicines. Really? Alright, are there any illegal items? Because, you know, you could at least tell me if it is illegal to bring narcotics there before I try to show up. Consumed by Langford Survey. Alright, anyway. Ugh. Difference at 3,000. I mean, that's pretty good. Combat stabilizers. Personal weapons. Alright, you know what? F it. Let's do narcotics. What's the worst that can happen? It gets blown up. Alright guys, let's go on a drug run. Okay. Whoop whoop. Hey Zach. Sorry about that. Alright, yep, we're totally going on a drug run. Let's see how that goes, because whereas it is not illegal to purchase them here, I believe it is illegal to have them at the destination. Maybe. Yoru. Only one way to find out. Oh yes, our usual Elite Dangerous greeting is also in effect. 07 Commanders. If anyone is interested in Elite Dangerous, it is quite the wonderful game. Yeah, it does kind of suck your life up if you decide to actually pursue it. 100% cool. Don't have to worry about it. The one with the big haul. Crap. 'Yep, illegal cargo in this system. Perhaps also illegal cargo in Lauma, the next one. I don't actually know 100%, but usually it tells you the second you jump in. Nope, just hostile. 100% cool. We're pulling some major G's going around this sun. It's a bit like Star Trek 4. We do not, however, travel back in time. We're just traveling more slowly through time. If only minuscule amounts. Shuiwei Sector NT-Q, B5-2. That's one of the ones we went through on the way over. Yep, 100%, cool. Next one's an M-Class Red Dwarf. Good times. So Zach, if you're still here, how's it been? What you up to tonight? Hope it was something fun. Yeah, 100%, cool. Sea Octans. Octanus. That's interesting. Where's... There we go. Octantis. I also remembered to submit my trivia much earlier in the day. So that was good. I don't have to worry about it now. Yep, good. Yeah, minor details. There we go. Heatsink. That was a very hot star. I don't think I quite realized just how close I was. But hey, it's alright. Alright, we're one jump away from Yoru.
realistically, any amount of refueling does not matter at this point. We just want to get away from the star so that we can actually jump. I mean, we're already... Oops. Alright, I do not have a warning for illegal cargo. I do have a warning that this is a hostile system. So piracy just might be a matter of course, but nonetheless it's not going to be because I have, you know, grade A narcotics on board apparently. Okay. Flying in. Right. That one.
To landing pad 02.
Yep, there we go. In most places, you normally have to worry about the police, you know, especially if you're carrying large, several tons of narcotics. Here, it shouldn't actually be a problem. Alright, so Nemo's Cyber Party Base. We go to the engineer's workshop. We say, yes, in fact, we have 25 of the items that you would like. And also, we're going to go to the commodities market and sell what other stuff we have. So, oh, screw off. Biomorphic companions. We're going to make 217,000 credits in profit off of 287,000 that we're selling this stuff for now. And 34 units of narcotics apparently cannot be sold here. Cool. So glad I brought them. Usually also there is a black market contact over here. So that is where we're going to go next time apparently. Alright, well anyway. Look at the multi-cannons. Here we have grade 5 sturdy mounts with both of these. This guy only goes up to grade 3, so it's not even worth anything. The fragment cannon, on the other hand, we have here a double shot. So this is using twice as much ammunition at the cost of range. So it's going to decrease our maximum range, not by much, but some. Increases rate of fire, damage per second, ammo clip size. So you fire 4. Okay, so you fire 2 shots of 2 each. And burst rate of fire is going to be 6 per second. Oh, okay. Huh. Interesting. Efficient weapon is going to decrease the thermal load, increase the damage per second, and the total overall damage. And also eventually drops the power draw. That might be helpful. High cap magazine increases power draw. Not by a whole lot, so that actually might be okay. We can't do just about anything with this, just because we have these, we don't have mechanical scrap, so we're not going to be able to do anything with it just yet. Lightweight mount decreases integrity, but also decreases mass. Don't care. Overcharged increases the distributor draw and the thermal load, but increases the damage per second and the damage. 324 and basically 6. No, not that one. That one. Efficient. 249, 269 and 5. So it increases at a whole point per shot. Point per, like, that's interesting. Okay. Rapid fire modification increases jitter, so this is like how bad it's moving around. And sturdy mount increases mass, but also armor pierce rating, decreases thermal load, increases integrity. I don't really care so much about the thermal load, like that can go up because we have heat sinks. It's not great, but you know, it's okay. I think we might go overcharged. Alright, and we have all 5 abilities here, or the ability to get all 5 of these. Alright, so what I can do is I can start with lightweight mount, for example, burn some phosphorus, or sulfur, doing efficient weapon. This is just to gain a grade. Okay, so this increases our grade. Experimental, oversized, Can't do it. We need mechanical scrap. Not too bad. Increases the power draw, which is not great. Flow control decreases power draw significantly. Again, not much of a difference overall, but it's something. Double braced increases integrity. I don't think we care so much. Strip down decreases mass. Don't care so much. Incendiary rounds. That might be lovely. Increases our thermal load pretty significantly. Damage per second decreases. Rate of fire decreases, but converts a large portion of your ammunition to thermal damage. Superheated rounds. Dazzle shell. I like the sound of that one. Experimental shells that temporarily reduce a target's sensor acuity. So that makes it harder for them to track you. I like it. Corrosive. Weakens hull hardness and increases all other damage taken at cost of reduced ammo capacity. So you lose 20%. Screening shell decreases reload time. I like it. Drag munitions. Disrupt engine exhaust flow, temporarily preventing engine power distribution from increasing thrust. I really like that. Multi-servos. So we are trying as much as we can to damage the other ships and cause them to lose, like, all abilities, essentially. Like, lose their ability to... Or we want to get effects on them as much as possible. Alright, so this is grade 2. Increasing. Alright, we're into grade 3. Oh, man. There we go. Insufficient materials, don't have heat exchangers. Cool. Alright, with overcharged. We still have everything up through grade 4, give or take. Alright, we'll do the same for sturdy mount. Again, just trying to increase everything else. That's fine. I don't really care what's here at the moment, because I have enough materials to work with this. We're just trying to increase the grade access at the top there. Okay. Tungsten. Do we need tungsten for overcharge? No. Cool. We don't need tungsten. So we can keep increasing this into grade 4. The hell? There we go. That was bizarre. And maxed. Alright, so we're maxed out, which means that now we can go for the actual thing we want, which is the overcharged weapon. Really? There we go. Maximum grade reached. Good. And now we're into 5. Distributed draw and thermal load are up significantly, but at the same time, this will be alright. We need to do the experimental. I want to do drag munitions. And then generate as much as we can, as far as we can. Hopefully we can max it. Oh, that was a nice roll. That was a shitty roll. Come on. Max out. There we go. Alright, we're maxed out. So our frag cannon now has drag munitions, which means that everybody's going to be like... Anybody who gets hit by this stuff is going to just get absolutely slogged. Okay. Plasma accelerator. Short range blaster. Yeah, someday. Okay. So here we go. We're at Nemo Party Base. We just got our... Cool. We just got our... fragmentation cannon upgraded to max level. So now we're going to hop back around to Jihe. Which, like, I know, didn't I just come from there? Come on.
Takeoff procedure complete. Clear for departure.
I want to stop at some random station that has a black market.
Flight control now offline. Goodbye, Commander.
Let's see, data, stations. We're in Yoru. Oh, right. System. Yoru. Okay, we want a station with black market. And sort by star distance. Jun's territory, 526. It is around one of the first couple. Nope. So, Jun's territory is probably the best option. Really? Smuggling. Settlement size medium. Yep. Alright. Cool. We'll just go with it. Oh. Alright, so we have to just pull this little thing until we... Yep, there we go. Till we hit about 7 seconds. Once our ETA is 7 seconds, then we have a reasonable amount of time to react. How's this going? Haven't scanned this one yet. With those 3, that should do it. Shouldn't need any further scans of the planet.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Nice.
Surface scan complete.
So the par for this planet was 6, and we did it in 3. I do have an expanded probe range, and so it scans a larger portion of the planet before it no longer works. It works very nicely. All right. Let's see if we can land this at this location, smuggle in the narcotics that we have. 34 tons of narcotics. And then we'll probably fly back to Chigurh tonight. I suspect we'll probably just raid out and do that on our own, because y'all don't necessarily need to see me flying long distance. Not to mention, probably need to stretch a bit, because goodness, my legs keep falling asleep sitting on the floor. Shoulders are all messed up. It's all fun. Nice.
Landing gear deployed. Hull integrity compromised. Taking damage. Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Alright, just out of curiosity, can we just sell narcotics here? No. Just checking. You never know. Black market, narcotics. 78,000 credits in profits. Not too bad. And then... Okay. Yeah. Okay. We will, I think, call that here and right out to, oh dear. Stream, please. Let's see. Let's head out to Xannerly, who is currently playing Fallout 76. Similar to Psyche, currently working on a playthrough and having a fun time over there. So send out some love to Zan. He's a great individual to hang out with. If you're not into swearing, yeah. Maybe sit this one out, but nonetheless, we're going to head on over there. Thank you everybody for coming. We're going to be coming back with more math, probably sooner than Tuesday, but we'll see how it goes. And then next Wednesday we get our desk and chair back. So we'll see if maybe I do some rearranging or figure out where exactly we're going to put everything. I don't know. We'll see. Here's actually a decent corner, and it's not far from sockets or the Wi-Fi. So might just stay where we are. At any rate, hope you all have a good rest of your week. Good weekend. Yeah, we're at the weekend. Hope you have a good weekend. I'll see you a bit later. This is Obi-Wan Pez for N Simplex Pachinko. Have a good night.